guys, happy Friday. Do you guess what? I borrowed Jean Howard's hat, and just coming outside to be able to work on something for my garden. And I am so sorry. Jean and I have been under the weather. Is it a situation with y'all when the pollen and all the weather changes start happening that it makes everybody sick? But I want to give you just a second. Hop on here. Say hey. When you pop on, let me know where you're tuning in from. And I want to show you something today that I am truly so excited about. When I asked Jean Howard for gifts for Easter or a holiday, usually they're a honey-do list, and he knows that. But this is something that I do every year, and hopefully it will be something that you will do every year as well, because it's something that you're going to be able to enjoy all summer long. So as you pop on here, hey Patricia, hey Rebecca, hey guys. So yes, today is our Finish Friday. Link, you can get 20% off on all the products that we use today. You're going to love this. You're going to love this project, I promise. All right, so but I want to show you, I want to turn this around. Let me see. All right, so let me turn this around. I want you to see. Hold on, here we go. Now, Jean's out there waiting. He's going to show you, but I wanted you to see something. Like, look, these are my olive trees. This is my back porch. These are my little olive trees that we have. And then, of course, I love doing the plantings on either side of my door with these. Do y'all just love these? But look at this. I'm going to pull this away far enough. I want you to see. This is my little setup, putting food and things out here so that way we can have it. But I wanted you to see, this is my dough bowl. Have any of y'all ever done this? This is not the project for today, but hang with me. This is a dough bowl that I did. Usually I put my vegetables and things in it from the farmer's market. All right. Hey, Laurie. Hey, guys. So some herbs and some flowers and things, and it makes me so happy. And I popped my little eggs and my bunnies that I did with the wax molds in it, and I just think it makes it look so cute. But all right, so now I want to show you the project. Hey, Leslie. And I want to show you the project that we're doing today. Are you ready? All right, so I'm going to take you out here in my side yard. Let's please don't have any issues with reception. All right, so I wanted you to see this. Outside in my side yard, what do we need when we're cooking? Whether it's flowers and herbs or your tomatoes or whatever, I use these troughs. What are they, baby? What are they called?
They're like a water or feed trough.
A water feed trough. You can get these a lot of times at Lowe's, Home Depot, farm supplies. They're pretty fabulous as far as the look of them. Sadly, what we've done is we've created a patina. I want to show you this. Look at the patina on this. It's absolutely yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. But it doesn't start off that way. So this is the final. This is how we've done it. And I want to show you how to create this. It's so easy. Now, we've got Jean Howard over here. Where are you? All right, so as you pop on here, say, hey, guess what, guys? Share this video and tag some good friends that love to do projects like this. But this is going to be a great project to do. And I want to show you. So we have set up our makeshift, our garbage cans to be able to work outside. Now, here's the funny thing.
It's my sawhorses.
This is your sawhorses? So, I took your hat. All right, so this is what it looks like. These are not pretty like this.
It's galvanized metal.
It's just galvanized metal, but it's not pretty. I can't have this in my garden. When I am so concerned with look and the containers and things being really beautiful, I need it to look beautiful like this. So Denise Meyer said, I love Jean. Yeah, everybody needs a Jean. So, all right, so walk us through how do we get the gorgeous finish that we've got over here to be able to, and using these tubs. Now these tubs, guys, we're showing you this, how we're doing it. And for our herbs, But, you know, we've also used this like beside a pool. People want to get the round ones
You get put ice
and
in
put
it.
ice in it and drinks and oysters and crab or not crab. What do they do?
Crab legs.
You can just use these for a whole lot of things. These troughs, they're at Lowe's for what? Are they $129, I think. Let's just check. Yes. Okay, so the tub, yes, the tub is $129. All right, so walk us through how we go from it being really ugly to being really gorgeous.
You know, first thing we got to do, and happy Friday, we've got to clean it. We've got to get all because this stuff's got like a little oily film on it to help keep it from rusting. When we pulled the stickers off, there was some adhesive residue that has to come off. And I found that if I take denatured alcohol, I get all that sticker stuff off, which is great because that makes it a whole lot easier. But then I'll take my clean slate and we'll pour it up.
Now, why do people need to do the clean slate?
Well, I just said because we've got an oily film on here, and we've got to get that off because we're going to use our antique zinc solution. And in order for that to work, we've got to get all the oil, residue, grime, all that good stuff off. So I'm just going to put some clean slate in a bucket.
Okay.
It'll be a whole lot easier.
Okay.
I've got my 4-aught. Now the 4-aught, it's 4 zeros. It's the finest steel wool that you can get as far as the abrasion.
Okay.
And then that way I can use in my bucket, so it's a whole lot easier. And we'll just go in and we'll get this good and clean.
So did you say though what did you use to get the stickers off?
The denatured alcohol.
The denatured alcohol.
Yeah,
okay.
Denatured alcohol will get that residue off faster.
Okay.
But this is going to get all the oil and the grime and grease off of here.
Okay.
And I'll just do a little area.
So guys, as you're watching, please say hey, tell us where you're tuning in from, and don't forget, you can use the code today. You can get 20% off on all of the products that we're using. And then share this video and tag some good friends that you know love creating a beautiful life. But I will tell you, this is a project we do, I want to say almost every year. We use these tubs by our pool. We do this. This is my herb garden, and you can save these and use these for a lot of different things. Here we live at the beach now, so I mean you can fill this up with ice, put oysters, any type of food, beverage you want to be able to use. But I love having them in my garden.
See all the stuff that's
coming off of it.
We just want to get all that residue off because we don't want that, again, hindering the reaction that we're going to have with the
How do we know that we got all that off?
Well, we can keep using a clean rag. Make sure it's all.
All right, so get the stickers off.
Get the stickers off.
Clean it with clean slate, really good. You're drying it to make sure all that's off, and then we're ready to do the zinc.
And be sure because we're not going to have it all the way to the top
right.
with dirt.
Right.
So I'm going to do the zinc solution
down
about 2-3 inches down in here so that it looks more like the original.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Kelly from Tennessee. Hey, Tammy. All right, so y'all stay with us. Jean is walking us through how to be able to take these kind of ugly horse troughs and tubs and things that we can get at the hardware store. This is not the look that we want to have in our homes, but it's very utilitarian. Now we've got to make it feel and look fabulous with a great finish on it. It's really easy to do. We just need to be able to clean it really good with the clean slate first. And then we're going to come back with our zinc solution, and then we're going to walk you through as far as what we do to be able to get the tub ready, because I will just tell you, herbs really don't grow well here for me in the ground. They just don't. They do better in a lifted bed like this because they need to be able to drain off. All right, so now
Now we're taking our antique zinc solution, taking the same bucket. I've just cleaned it out.
we want to use a plastic bucket, don't we?
Yeah, plastic bucket, because it's, we need a good amount.
Hey, Mary Jo.
To start with. That it's a lot easier to work, because once we do this, we're going to start and just keep going around. We've got a clean cotton cloth.
Okay.
Clean cotton cloth to start with, and I'm going to wad this up and kind of create a little ball from.
Why?
Well, I don't want the texture of the crinkles.
Okay. That's a good word.
Causing this to look too textured.
Okay.
And then we're just going to start. There we go. And notice I'm just tapping it, moving it around. We want to be careful not to get runs, because those runs will etch into the galvanized metal.
I see it already aging it. Yay! Make it pretty, honey.
I'll kind of go back.
So you're kind of modeling it.
Yeah, just modeling a little bit. I'm not wiping it on.
Can y'all see the oxidation process starting to happen already on this ugly old shiny tub? So it really does give it a glorious patina. It makes it look, we're going to show you.
Like I said, you have to be careful when applying this, because you don't want it to get too textury looking. You don't want a bunch of swirls. You don't. If you wipe this on in a linear, it
will. Okay, that's a good word. So don't wipe it on in a linear motion. See how he's kind of patting it, moving it around. I'm gonna pull back just a little bit. I'm gonna come back down here as you're working. As far now, on the other one over here that we're going to show them that we did before today. Okay, Julie's asking, can you do this to most metal containers? Yeah, I mean, if they're galvanized.
Yes, it's got to be galvanized sheet metal.
Galvanized sheet metal. It will not work on stainless steel, but anything that's galvanized sheet metal. And I will tell you, where was it that you always hated to shop at in Memphis? The place, the big... No. No. What was the other place? IKEA. IKEA does have a lot of galvanized sheet metal products, buckets, all that type thing. But these tubs, pretty much... Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace, they all have tubs.
And you have to make sure too that it doesn't have a clear coat. A lot of the galvanized metal that comes from India, they've got a coating on it, and that coating will prevent the antique solution, the zinc solution, from doing its... We do know that
Lowe's, that what we got worked beautifully. It was beautiful. All right, so now, just because of sake of time, and I know how you are, you like to finish projects, and this is going to kill you for me to have you help me. So after you do the first pass, what do you tell everybody to do?
After I do the first pass, I like to go around and do a second pass, because I want to get it darker than what I've got now. And so if I come back and do it again,
it's going to go a little bit darker and to fill in those areas.
Yes, and if I missed anything, it picks it back up.
So about how long does it take it to dry down, so that way I can come back and I can do a second coat?
By the time I get around, it will dry down to the second coat. Now what you got to remember is too, this is going to be wax because we want to protect that. It's best to let it dry overnight before you wax it.
That's a good word. Dry. Everybody hear that? Let it dry overnight before you wax it. I love it. Okay, so can we show everybody now what they do while this dries down? Is that going to frustrate you too much?
You want me to do the drain hose?
Yes. Show us the next step. So, guys, this is going to be really great if you can get your husband or your friend that's handy to do this with you, because the next thing we need to be able to do after the process, will Florida heat melt the wax coating? Gretchen, that's a great question. No. The deal is, the whole point in us doing this and doing a wax finish on it to kind of protect it, it's a very thin layer. It's not enough wax for it to actually melt. So the answer is no. It basically just kind of seals it and protects it, but the elements and the weather and the heat is not going to affect that thin of a coat. You see, Jean wants it to be so perfect, and it will be, but I want y'all to be able to see what you do next. Look at this. So as it's starting to dry down, it's wet again, but I'm just going to show you. Look at this. Look. Look at the patina. Look at that. So that ugly, shiny tub, yes, it'll work in Texas too. Oh my gosh, I am so glad you asked that, Margaret. Yes, and I thought about doing this, actually thought about doing a stencil of a design, but yes, it would look absolutely adorable. So let's say, yes, see, great minds think alike. I actually thought about doing some really cute flowers in white on top of this. So I could do that, couldn't I, honey?
The stencil?
Yes. Yes, you could use the one-step paint on that.
You could also stencil it with the zinc solution, because what it'll do, it'll make the outline or the pattern of the stencil.
I love that idea. Yes, so yes, you could absolutely do a pattern or a design. And on our sister company, the on a maker studio today, all this, and buy you a stencil to be able to put on top of this. All right, take us to the next thing, babe.
All right, next thing. And also notice I've got gloves on because the antique zinc solution, that zinc, you saw it was that blue, it'll turn your fingernails blue, so you want to wear gloves.
Wear gloves.
Next thing, this is meant to hold water. It's meant to hold feed for animals. So we want it to drain, though. We want the water, because it's going to sit out.
Where the roots won't rot on our herbs.
Also,
sorry, babe.
When we water this, we want it to drain out. When it rains, we want it to drain out. So we want to put some drain holes in here, and I put a few in to start with. And what I did, I just took a Sharpie, and I just marked. I said, where do I want my holes? Well, I'll have one here, I'll put one here, and I just mark it. And then I've got a drill bit that's made for wood or metal, and this is a pretty thin bottom, so it's not very difficult to do. Now you want to take some oil. You want to take some WD-40, some 3-in-1, just some kind of oil, because we want to reduce the friction of when you're drilling metal. It'll heat up your drill bit pretty bad, and so we want to have something that'll help lubricate that. So I'll just put a little bit of oil where I'm going to drill. And we don't want to put it on high speed, again, because of the friction, it'll heat that drill bit up. And you want to make sure you hold on to this drill when you're doing this, because when it starts to create that hole, it may want to grab and try to pull the drill out of your hand. Put a little pressure on it.
That's a really good tip. I didn't know that. I didn't know you had to put oil.
If it's metal, you want to put a little oil on it just to reduce the amount of heat. Reduce friction, reduce heat.
Did that go all the way through?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. That's your wood underneath. Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Good job.
Yeah, and you want to make sure there's something underneath it. That helps too keep the drill bit from grabbing too much.
Yeah, we've got really fancy. We've got some really fancy things that we're working with. Did y'all see that? We've got our garbage cans from the studio. This is our makeshift sawhorses out here, and just a piece of wood on top of them that we're working on creating the zinc container. Look how, can you see how it's starting to dry down into just a really pretty patina? See, this is what it was before. So as Jean was saying, we're going to come in from the inside. You want to come down about 3 or 4 inches on the sides as well when you're antiquing it.
You want to make sure too, we're going to be putting some rock in here for drainage. You don't want your hole bigger than the rocks are, or the rocks will start coming out of the hole. Or the rocks will actually plug the hole.
All right, so now we're going to move it.
Oh, you want us to wax it?
Yes. All right, so it's going to dry down. Just wax a little bit because I know we've got to finish it, but I just want them to be able to know.
Now see how swirly this is? I'm going to go in with just a
after it dries.
After it dries, and see how I'm taking that
film
off of there. Just
what a pretty patina.
There we go. That way.
What? That really softened it.
Yeah, we just wanted to take that film off of there.
I love that.
And then we're ready for flat. We've got a 2-inch, actually 1.5 inches, but I believe your kit's going to have a 2-inch brush in it. We're going to take some clear wax, put it on our board. Load up our brush. Now, the reason we're using the cardboard to offload, you don't want to put a lot of wax on here or it'll turn black. So you want to offload, and you just want to kind of dry brush.
So, Koki, you don't have to continue to upkeep it with wax. The wax is just to be able to kind of protect the finish. And the patina, the sun, and the heat, it will not wax this. It will not melt the wax in the summer. This is more about adding to the patina of it for your garden tub. It does give it just a little bit of sheen. Do they have to wax it if they don't want to?
I like the protection the wax gives it because, you know, this is metal. It's not stainless. It's sitting outside. It's going to be outside for a long time. It just helps protect and reduce the amount of rust that's going to occur over time.
So basically, after we just put that wax on, after we've wiped it, after it dried, we've waited overnight before we put the wax on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, again, I would prefer to wait overnight so it really gives the
zinc solution a way to just
solution to set and really cure. And then we're
Somebody on here was saying that they put a screen in the bottom.
You could do that too. But
That's a great idea.
Screen has to be up far enough though to allow the water to get through.
All right. So now we're going to show them.
And there's no need. You don't have to buff it if you don't want to.
Now remember, a little bit faster because of doing a Facebook Live. Okay. Beth, we've been struggling with colds in the Howard house. Okay, so now we're going to move it.
Up a little bit. So what we've done is you stand between here that lines up with our doors. So we're trying to have that architectural. When you look out the doors, you're looking right down into our herb garden, our Amy's herb garden. All right.
Jean just likes my cooking, but I love my herbs.
So we're going to take a bag of rocks.
Does it matter what kind of rocks you use?
It matters as far as in this case, size matters because we want larger rocks for the drainage. We don't want pea gravel. Pea gravel will just stop up the holes that'll prevent the drainage. This is just, it's called egg rock. It was one of the cheapest ones they had at the hardware store. We don't want decorative rocks because they're more expensive and you're not going to see them. They're going to be covered in dirt. So this is just solely rocks for drainage. Keep in mind too, you want to put it where you want it because once we fill this up, it's going to take a forklift to pick it up and move it around. So be sure you have it where you want it.
So to fill up one of these tubs, it takes 2 bags.
Yeah, you know, in this, ideally, if I had a third bag, it would be great. But 2 bags, I think 2 bags will be good.
Hey guys, as you pop on here, say hey, tell us where you're tuning in from. Gene is helping me put my herb garden together. This was on his honeydew list and my gift for Easter. And we're showing you how to take just old tubs, galvanized sheet metal tubs that you can make into beautiful zinc containers to hold your herb garden, your flowers, your tomato plants. You can even do raised beds like this to be able to grow some of your lettuces. But it really is important about having beautiful containers. We don't want to be able to have these beautiful gardens outside if it's not going to be pretty to look at from our porches, our patios, or even maybe our decks. So I'm going to show you, those of you if you're just popping on here, Tracy, you're going to love this. This is a must-have at the Howard household every summer. Jean, we do this every spring. And guys, if you don't buy these plants now, they're going to be gone. You won't be able to get all your herbs. and your flowers and your tomato plants. And now is the time to do this. So this is a great project to be able to do. I'm sorry. I sound like I'm going to lose my voice again. Jean and I have been struggling with being sick. So it's taken three bags of potting soil and 2 bags of rocks.
And the reason you're seeing 2 different bags of potting soil is only because it was out of the one. Had to change over to another one. So there was no really rhyme or reason why we're using this one over that one, other than they didn't have enough. And so we're just using potting soil.
So you want to fill it up to about 3 inches below the top. Look at this. Look at these glorious. I've got parsley, basil, oregano. Look at this basil. I don't know about y'all, but don't y'all love doing your fresh basil? It's like you can smell them. Fresh basil with your tomatoes that you're going to grow. Now, I'll wait before I go back to the other. Look at all the glorious mint. You've got to be careful because mint will take over. So we usually will plant the mint on the end so that way it has a lot of room to be able to grow.
But unfortunately, our local nursery was out of dill and chives. We're going to leave space for that because he said that's supposed to come in this week. So we'll just put in what we've got here and leave us a little room for our dill and chives. Probably let's get our basil. Let's put it in the middle. What I'm like to do is notice this other one. Notice I've got the rosemary, the tall in the middle, and the shorter ones out to the side, because when Amy wants me to go out and get whatever she needs for cooking, it's easier for me to go in and get the tall stuff out of the middle and the little stuff on the sides, instead of trying to dig down in the middle of getting the shorter herbs.
So we'll keep working to plant these herbs. Now Gene's ready. He's just going to work on placement. And he's ready to go in and plant the rest of the herbs. But we wanted you to be able to see, look at that. We've got to finish the end. But see, so up here from our porch, I'm going to be able to look down. Those of you that are just now popping on, as far as this is my Easter thing for tomorrow. But now I'll be able to look down and see the herb garden from the porch and be able to buzz down there and pick them out to be able to cook with. You can pay $8 for a large container of herbs that will grow and last you until October or November. And those little packets that you buy, they're not good. They've been cut. You're not going to get the same taste and fragrance in your food that you're going to have if you plant them like this. This is what we really say is part of crafting a beautiful life. It's your plants, it's your herbs, it's your garden. There's 3 areas that I love the most. I love my studio, I love painting, I love my kitchen, I love cooking, and I love outside. I love my garden and I love flowers and to be able to be outside. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Use the code. Be able to get 20% off our waxes, our zinc solution, the brush. We put a bundle together for you. Go get those ugly tubs from Lowe's and from Home Depot and make yourself a beautiful container to use with ice, things by the pool, or to be able to create your own herb garden. And I'd love to have you share that on our Facebook page. It would just bless me to no end.